Good evening, everybody. It is Monday, the 10th March. I haven't done a live in a long, or not a live, a vlog in a long time, and I wanted to start doing more vlogs for the future for a lot of different reasons. One, I don't have to be bombarded by a lot of questions or accusations or nonsense of one form or another. So it will help cut some of my negative peoples, and it will be easier to identify them and decide how to deal with them. Because what's happening around this house between Mom, myself, and Jerry Ann is really nobody's business. And I'm tired of telling people that I don't want to talk about it and have them try to bring up questions, basically the same kind of questions in a different format. And I'm like, I'm not that stupid. I'm not. I can recognize what you guys are doing. I don't want it. The other thing is for some of the people who contact me via text message or Facebook or any other kind of media that they can find out that how they can contact me and asking me to unblock them. Well, I'm looking into, I want to take names of those who've asked me to unblock them because some of those people were blocked for a reason. Most likely because of their negativity towards me and my wife, or asking questions that we've said multiple times that we're not going to discuss online. And I'm tired of reiterating every 30 minutes, every so many minutes to newcomers what we don't talk about on my channel. And I could have swore I had them written down in the description. So I'm gonna look and I'm gonna make it clear. I don't talk about my family's finances. I do not talk about my wife because you can go talk to her on her channel. I am no longer going to talk about my mom openly on any kind of multimedia because I should be, contacting her to discuss certain things. I don't talk about politics because I've made it clear how I feel about politics lately, and I'm not a happy camper. So there's a lot of things I'm going to start putting out there that I don't want to talk about. And the other thing is, if people come onto my channel on a live and cannot stick to the subject matter at hand, which I will start putting in the description box, if you want to try to steer my my lives in a direction that you think my my channel should go into, no, and I'm not. I mean, I've told my moderators. Unfortunately, a lot of them have been out, and I need one or two of them to get back into the channel. I know one of them, my wife, everybody wants to jump on her and whatnot. I'm not going to tolerate that because she is my moderator. And if you people can't handle it, my wife, Jerry Ann, already knows, just put them in a 24-hour timeout. Because if they cannot stick with the subject at on my description of the day, I don't want that kind of problem. I have a reason that I want to talk about certain subjects. I don't need somebody to derail my train on my own channel. If you want to talk about stuff that I'm not going to talk about on my channel, there's other people and other channels out there that you can go pester them, because I'm done. I mean, in the last 2 weeks, we've done a lot of good things here at the house. We've sat down and tried to figure out all our possible resources that are I'm not going to talk about those, but there's enough resources for us to pay at least one more month, and that's all you need to know. We're finding ways to pay for the mortgage and things like that. All mom really has to do, and no, I'm not going to talk about it, Jim. Just not. No, stick to the subject you wanted to talk about. That's my mind doing its own thing. I don't need help from others. Thank you. But this week, and I know you thinking, okay, this week started. I'm talking about from last Monday to today. We've done a lot of things. We've taken things off the wall because we don't need the counters that we are the cupboards, not counters, cupboards that we put. We put 3 cupboards on the wall for all the stuff between me and Jerry's stuff and what Mom had. We've gotten rid of a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that's basically being prepped for market, AOL Marketplace, or not AOL Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, to sell them. And we've already sold a couple items. We're repurposing those cabinets that were on the wall that we took down for a cleaning closet, so we can basically hang up our mops and our brooms and place our vacuums in there, and then have shelves to place cleaning products. That way, because of my back and Jerry's back, we don't have to always get under the sink for the cleaning supplies. So, we're doing things that make us happy. We're doing things that will help us make the house not only nice and livable in, but just in case, God forbid, because I really don't want to try to move to another house. But yeah, we're waiting for God to tell us what to do. So all you people with your, oh, you should do this, you should do that, blah, blah, blah. No, just shut up. All right. Because a lot of you're not really being helpful. You're being negative. You're actually causing more problems than helping. So if you want to help, you can either A, donate to our fundraiser, or B, give us information, send us website information or something like that for us to stay in this house. Because we are both bound and determined to stay here, even though I realize the reality of the situation not only may cause us to have to move, but may cause us to have to rethink our location. We've got friends in upstate New York that I'm fairly sure that they would help us find a place within our affordability. I would like to hold out here as long as we can until I know what's going on with my SSDI, because that right there will be the one of the most important things for us. I am actually looking into jobs that I might be able to do without having to lift heavy weight, heavy stuff, whether it's product or stuff that we have to put in on shelves or in a cooler or something like that because of my health issues. But every penny that we can muster, whether it's from your generosity to me having even a part-time job or getting my SSDI. I've already had a lot of different calls today, anything to do with, well, I'm not going to talk that out. I'm not going to put that out there. But yeah, I've had a couple calls that have sounded fruitful. I've got to sit down at my desk over here and get on the computer and look at my Indeed account and see if there's anything that I can handle or do within a 10 to 15 mile radius, because I don't want to have to drive half an hour, 45 minutes to get to a different job. Um, so even if I was driving on 44, um, 45 minutes one way, 45 minutes the other way, who's basically reimbursing me for gas. Because I have a feeling most money that I earn from a job would have to go into the house, and driving 45, anything over 25 miles, would, and I said minutes earlier, I meant miles. No, I mean, not unless they're going to pay me a nice fat paycheck at the end of each pay period. I'd have to be earning like $18+ an hour for me to take a job that's gonna take up a full tank of gas within a week's time. I ain't got that kind of money. But still, it's something I'm looking into. I'm looking into a job. Let's just put it that way. If I had certain clerical skills and whatnot, clerical skills or any skills that has to do with insurance or anything like that. There was a lot of work from home jobs that you need certain skills, that I don't really have. When I type, it's two-finger job. Because for some reason I can't do this like my mom used to do. My mom was a great medical transcriptionist. I mean, she got a lot of things done in one day. But then, of course, carpal tunnel came in and kind of halted her typing skills and whatnot. So things happen, and we just have to either accept them or, hopefully your doctor can take care of carpal tunnel or something like that without too many problems. In fact, I have tomorrow morning. I have to be up at like 7:30 in the morning. I have an 8:30 8:30 chiropractor's appointment tomorrow morning. Not chiropractor. Excuse me, wrong kind of doctor. Basically, I'm gonna go have my my heart and whatnot checked out. Basically. Probably end up having to do a stress test, and he'll probably, depending on what all they want to do, depends on what I have to do. But yeah, I have to get up early enough to get some kind of food in my system, and go to a cardiologist. That's it, the cardiologist, not the chiropractor, the cardiologist. So, and then Jerry's got an appointment, I can't remember what it was for, in the afternoon. This week, except for today and Friday, we have a lot of different medical appointments. I've got my cardiologist. I've got, no, I don't have anything else, just cardiologist. Jerry has she's got like 3 different doctor's appointments. So yeah, I am, I'm going to be busy. Today was busy because I did a lot of cleaning and fixing things up, and now all I have to do is just try to keep my kitchen looking nice. Basically, I cleaned my kitchen from top to bottom. The only thing I forgot to do, I just realized I have not swept the floors. Granted, the floors don't look all that bad. They need more of a sweep under the counters and then mop, which I will probably may do, depending on what Jerry feels like in the morning. I may do the floors tomorrow, which is going to be hard to do because, how do we keep the dog from walking across the floors? without basically tying her up outside or we can't lock her in the front room because we already took that door off because we didn't want the door on no more. And I don't want to force Jerry or the dog to stay in one room, but I may need to do something with Oreo just so I can clean the floors. But that's what we're basically working on. Today, actually, we woke up, well, I woke up later than I should have because I forgot that I have the early morning appointment tomorrow, and anybody who knows me knows I'm not a morning person. No. But Jerry woke up before me, and I was half awake, half asleep when she started listening to this lady on YouTube. And I'm sorry I don't remember the lady's name or her page, but Cozy Nest Rebecca. I'm sorry, Rebecca, if I don't remember your full name, because I usually just call you Rebecca. But she introduced Jerry to this YouTube page, and I was in the background listening, and somebody had put in prayer request for me and Jerry because of our health, and then I don't know if somebody else put something into this lady about. No, she didn't. I don't remember anything said about the house. I just know that there's a lot of a lot of people who did prayer requests, and the one for me and Jerry was Jerry's health and my health. And I really appreciate whoever did that, and I can make a guess to who did it. Make a guess who did it, but I'm not going to say names because I might be wrong, and I don't want to cause a bunch of hubbubaloo because of my misinformation. But listening to this lady and then having Jerry send me the link for this lady's YouTube page, there's a lot of good Christian Bible study types, Christian blessings and prayers, and then her Bible reading and all that stuff. And I went, man, this is some powerful stuff. And forgive me if I start crying because it was powerful. And, excuse me, it kind of struck a, I don't know if I want to say a nerve, but it definitely struck something. And I realized, especially when I was watching this lady, and I realized that she's got tattoos up and down her arms. And I was like, this lady's got tattoos, which a lot of Christians would scoff at because there's something in the Bible saying that you shouldn't mark, or Old Testament, I think it is, that you shouldn't mark up your body. And I'm like, yeah, but nowadays, because there's a lot of people who were bikers or gang members or, somebody from a non-Christian lifestyle, and they got saved, and, well, it costs a lot of money, and from what I understand, it hurts like heck to have laser removal of tattoos, especially if you got a lot of them. And then, of course, I kind of looked at it like, well, if I had gotten a bunch of tattoos that I wanted to get that had nothing to do with a different religion, it might have done more with different culture than religious group. And I was like, well, I don't know, because there was one point in time that I wanted a giant tattoo on my back left shoulder of an American eagle with a flag in its talons and a wreath of olive leaf type plant or some kind of peace symbol in the shape of a wreath with my father's face and his date of birth and date of death on my back shoulder. But I can never come up with the kind of money that I needed for that to be done while I was in Arizona. And even though I still think about it from time to time, I'm like, I don't know if I really want to do that, because, I mean, just doing a pinprick on my fingertips to draw blood for my sugar tests, or glucose tests, whatever you want to put it, it kind of stings every so, it kind of stings when you hit the nerve just right. And I'm like, I don't scream in pain, but I'm just kind of like, ow, that hurt. So I've never gotten a tattoo. Here I am at 53 going, do I really need tattoos? I don't know how much longer I have on this earth. I could be like my cousin Mark and live into my 70s and beyond, or I could be like, several other family members who died within their, late 60s, early 70s. If I go with my dad's side of the history, my dad's side of medical history, I'm actually doing good to be in my 50s, because most of my dad's generation, they all died from one bloodborne disease or another, in their late 40s, early 50s. So I'm kind of like on the cusp of being like, oh, wow, I've outlived most of my dad's side of the family, except for my cousins who were born in the late 60s to me in 71, and those who were born after me that are from my dad's side of the family. Or I can be like my mom's side of the family, where most of them, except for maybe my grandmother, lived to be in their, I don't know, maybe grandma was in her 80s, but 80s, 90s, and my one aunt who died, a month before turning 100 years of age. I don't know. So with all that I heard and whatnot this morning from this lady, I was like, you know what? I'm 53 and I still really don't know what I'm doing religiously. Yes, I was born and raised a Christian, and up until my mid-teens, I started questioning the validity of Christianity, because of, my brain was like, if God was truly a benevolent, loving God, he would have probably let my father stay alive to see me grow into the young adult I was by the time I was 30. I say young adult because mentally, because of various, health issues, there are times where my mind works where I feel like I'm my age or older, and then there are other times where I feel like I'm still in my 20s, even though my brain thinks that, but my body's like, are you kidding me? But that's just the fight that I have with my body sometimes, because it doesn't want to do what I should be able to do. But I realized after I turned the live off, because I wanted to get busy with cleaning and whatnot, and no, I could not focus on her while trying to clean, because it would be either my attention would be totally on what she was saying or on cleaning. I don't do a very good job when it comes to half-assing, because it seems like every time I half-ass something else goes wrong. I get hurt, something doesn't get cleaned properly, those kind of things. So I did shut her off, but while I was doing, it's funny, I shut her off, and while I was doing dishes and whatnot, I had my earbuds in, and I was listening to some of the Christian, well, first I started by listening to some of the Christian music that I had on my iPhone. Then, because I was like, okay, this stuff is getting old, I need to either get more music or new music, and Instead, I re-downloaded K-Love onto my phone and just started listening to K-Love. And I started to realize that there's a lot of things that I've been into the last couple of years that, I mean, I'm finicky enough as is with my interests, but I think staying with, the interest in herbalism and learning home remedies and things like that is good because it doesn't hurt nobody. But the Wicca or witchcraft and, certain aspects of it, it's not really in my wheelhouse. I mean, I have trouble with doing certain things, but it's either I lose interest real quick because I'm like, when am I going to have the time to put any effort into this one thing when I've got all these other things that I should be more focused on and putting my efforts in? So when I start to clean up my my stuff, basically, there's probably going to be a lot of books that has nothing to do with folklore or history of the Norsemen, things like that I am probably going to get rid of. Yes, there's a bunch of books that I want to get that are basically either history of one person or another. Like Ragnar Lothbrok was an actual historical character. So I want to get a book. There's a book out there that's all about Ragnar Lothbrok and his life, and I want to get that just to read it for the historical value of that information. But there's a lot of things that I have here that it has no historical value. It has no cultural value about my ancestors. Yes, I will still wear Thor's hammer because it's of not only cultural value to me, but ancestral value. I know I don't pay homage to Thor or any of the Norse gods, even though there's a few of them that caught my my attention because of what they represented. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, bottom line is, I was born and raised a Christian. I will stay a Christian. I will utilize my knowledge of herbal remedies and grow herbs and vegetables and all that stuff when I can get more familiar with the growing season here in Missouri, because there's a lot of fruits, especially, or not fruits. I don't think I can grow fruits, but there's a lot of vegetables that we eat a lot of around here, and it's cheaper to try to grow your own and hope the critters don't get to them than spending $2 to $3 a pound on a 5-pound bag of carrots. $1 plus on a head of lettuce. These are prices that I've seen here in Rolla. It might be cheaper or more expensive in areas that you live, especially for Ethel, who lives up in Alaska, and anybody else who lives in Alaska, because Ethel has told us once or twice that paying for food up in Alaska is horrendous. That we complain here in this area that I live, we complain about 1 dozen eggs being, $4 to $5 a dozen. I saw them there was one point where they were $4.29 at Aldi's, or higher. So it's like, okay, I don't think I can do chickens, but I would like to try to grow as much produce as I can, than having to spend money on produce when I can save money by growing it So it's going to be a learning experience. And yes, I know it takes time. It can be hard, things like that. That's why we're trying to get raised beds. One, they'll be galvanized metal, so the critters won't be able to get into them as easily. And if we can do it either indoors or hydroponically, it makes it less risky of, sorry, I'm working on something. It makes it less risky of having half of your produce destroyed by either rabbits from above ground or moles and other critters from below ground. Because we got a variety of those around here. So it's one of those kind of like, what would be better, what would be easier. I'm sorry I'm making noise. This is what happens to me when my mind and body are going in two different directions, but they're still basically still on the same page, I guess you'd say. But my conversations, my vlogs, and hopefully my lives will go in the directions I want it to go. My vlogs may not be that long because it's already 30 minutes, and I should be trying to cut this one short, but because this is kind of a reintroduction into vlogs, I've already got I've got an alarm set for 1 hour. I'm gonna, it takes longer for the vlogs to process and get onto YouTube. The longer they are. That's the same thing with lives. The longer they are, the longer it takes, unless you've got a really good system to go from point A to point B, which I don't always have. But like, I'm trying to think what I've got around me that I don't really do much more of, and I'm probably going to either give them to a store that I know about. I don't know if they take used items, but like, thankfully it's all in one container, so the book and the cards are in here. But the Blessed Bee style, I guess you'd call them Torah cards, I don't do them that often, so why am I going to keep this? In fact, do I have an empty box? No, I do not have an empty box in here, so I'm just going to throw them on the floor. There's this book that it's got coffee cup stains and whatnot, because that's basically what's happened to it. It's basically called Daily Rituals, Positive Affirmation of Attract love, happiness, and peace. Well, the only thing I need out of this is happiness and peace. I've got the love of my life. And yes, I want to call it the love of my life, because without Jerry, there would have been a lot of things that did not change in my life, and I would probably be a miserable sack of goo in a corner, or in and out of jobs like they were, handing out cards. Don't use it. What's this book? It's a notebook. If I can sit down and cut these pages out, I get rid of all my notes from the Blessed Bee cards. But by the looks of it, no, I would not be able to tear the pages out without ruining the book. So the whole thing is going in the garbage. Throw it down here on the floor in the garbage. That one book is my chart for my recording my diabetic numbers. Even though I have an app on my phone to do that, I still write things down. I don't know why, just the way I am. Sorry for that noise. Let's see, what's this? Okay, those are little notebooks I haven't used. A pair of earbuds for myself in here in case I ever need them. Okay, that's all right. I wanted to talk about that, even though I don't want to talk about financing. I just don't want to. I had a little book, and this is why I said that we wanted to take some cash out of the bank. Basically what this is designed to do, and it's advertised on Amazon, if you look up financing, it's a budget book. Basically, you write down the amount of money that you're putting off to the side, and then you put it into one of these clear envelopes. And they've got stickers here for one thing or another. And basically what it is it's a system. You can put your credit cards, bank cards in there. It's basically a system a lot of people use if they have like difficulty remembering to save X amount of dollars for a payment or whatnot. Is they write the date, the description of what the money is for, the amount, and the balance, and throw it into. Here, I should have started this months, if not years ago. Basically, you write it down on your little budget sheet, and they got these little envelopes, nice colorful envelopes. This is something Jerry bought because we were talking about doing this. And then they got these like clear envelopes so you can see the cash that's in there. And basically what it is you take, basically you sit down and calculate your budget, and you take out all the money you need for the budget, and you write it down and put it in each envelope, and then you can put it in this booklet. We got it to try it, but it never happened. That's why last time I had accidentally basically said that, accidentally yet purposefully said that we were going to take money, sorry for the noise, out of, $100 out of the bank. And what we were going to do with that $100 is that was like emergency funds. So that $100 would have been in this booklet or in one of these envelopes. And basically we would have kept it into the envelope if we needed it. And basically the whole idea of the system is if you have like trouble budgeting your bank books and whatnot, or your bank account balance issue, you can take out whatever you need for the month of whatever, because basically by the end of the month the envelope should be empty. But it was just a method of tracking money and budgeting for all the different things you have to pay out. And yeah, a lot of people do that because, I don't know, I shouldn't say a lot, but some people do that because if they leave all their money in the bank and don't track important payments and whatnot, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're out of money. You have no money whatsoever for important things, or maybe you get paid a lot of money and then sorry, I gotta look at that later. And you want to make sure that the important stuff gets paid for, and then whatever's left over is for a night out, go to the movie, something like that, which we haven't done in a long time because we're strapped. Well, I shouldn't say we're strapped because that would be the wrong word. It's just a lot of times we don't get enough income to have extra money for a movie night. That's why I'm thankful that I have the Apple Fire TV that we bought ourselves when we had money like 3 years ago. That was our major purchase for Christmas. And because we have Amazon Prime, we get a lot of movie channels and whatnot. A lot of them are bundled together, and some of them are free because we're Prime members, or I don't know. Jerry knows more about it than I do. That's one of the reasons I don't talk money, because I'm not good with money. I'm not good with budgeting or numbers or anything like that. Probably why the Old Norse people let women do it, because they were better at it than men, and it was considered part of their, what they call Seder, which is women have certain kinds of knowledge and magic and whatnot, and they called it Seder, which is an old school word for magic. Sorry, My lips are dry, very dry. Let's see, what is this? This is something I need a picture frame because it was something Jay bought for me. Basically, I don't know if I showed it to you. I probably did one time and forgot. But it's the 9 noble virtues according to the Norse people. And because I don't want to get holes in it or bent up or damaged, it's still in the packing envelope that it was sent in. And I want to get a picture frame and try to hang it up on one of the many walls in this house. This can go in the garbage. It's basically a bumper sticker of Thor's hammer, and it looks kind of like an anchor, but you know, some people mistake it and look at it the wrong way and go, that looks like an upside down cross. No, it's not. It's supposed to be a hammer. You know, these bumper stickers I will keep because they're not that bad. Oh, that's what I was looking for. My out of my grocery list. So one of the things I gotta do soon is go through all my food stuff and see what we need and what's like I said, need, not want. We're getting out of the stage of buying wants and looking at needs more than wants. Just yellow pad of paper, you know, for notes or anything like that, and then my to-do list book, which I've got a better one here on the side, so this might be just, I might just use this one up and start using the other one. Of course, what I have on this desk, which needs to be cleaned up, is stuff I just showed you. I have an old Pringles, or actually Funyuns can, yeah, mini Funyuns. I use it for my sharps. Basically, I put all my used needles from checking my blood to the little slip of what would you call it? It's like a little piece. You put your blood on it, and the machine reads it and tells you what your numbers are. I got one of those. In fact, all of it is in here with my. That was what I was dipping up earlier. I've got my meter and the gadget that I put the needle in to prick my finger, and basically this little strip right here, right there. The forked part goes into the machine. There's a top part with what looks like a brown line. I don't know if you can see it. And when I get the drop of blood out of my finger, I put it on that line, or put it at the top of the line, and it brings a strip of blood down, and the meter tells you what your sugar level is. And then, of course, I don't know if you've ever seen somebody do their blood sugars. I might do that one day. Of course, the other side has alcohol wipes to clean off your finger of the day, or the moment, or whatever you want to call it. Am I getting... Oh, I zipped up on the pouch. What? No. Okay, I see what I did. I get confused easily, folks. Sorry. But this is the needle that goes into the little machine that pokes me. And this part up goes off, and the needle is protected inside here. And so once I take the needle off, this part right here, this fatter part, not the thin part, it's got this rounded area. So while the needle is in the pokey machine, I just press down into the round circle area, so the needle goes in there and gets buried, and just punch the, you know, there's a way you operate the machine to get the needle out and into my little sharps can or waste can. And then when this is full, I just take packing tape, or that industrial silver tape. I forgot what they call it. Masking tape. No, not masking tape. Packing tape? I don't know. But I just, you know, make sure this whole top is basically taped up so it doesn't pop open and somebody gets stuck with it, and hopefully nobody does, because you know the way I pack my garbage, you know, all that stuff is pretty well out of sight, so to speak. Come on, you go there. But oh, I gotta give this to Jerry because she wanted to check out how to program our thermostat, so we don't have to push buttons. We just let the machinery do its job. Let's see here. This little box, which was given to me as a present from our dear friend Lisa, and I hope she's doing good. We haven't heard from her. She went radio silent because something she either heard or somebody said that was a pile of bumpkus. This happened to us once before, and I'm just hoping that old friends, I mean Lisa and Jerry-Ann, knew each other from their teens. But I love it because it's got a wolf motif. And in this little box, oops, I have some tiny batteries for a little flashlight of mine, some markers for the edge of books, a couple of small erasers that came with a drafting kit, chapstick, 2 ink pen tips. Basically they're cartridges that go in the same pin that these batteries go on. For one end is a flashlight and the other end is an actual writing pen. It's also got like a bottle opener on it. And then this little bookmark, which I think goes into one of my other, I got so many little boxes and I love them. That's why I probably can't get rid of them. But, oops, I meant to put this stuff back in there. See how well I'm doing right now. My brain's starting to go a little bit everywhere. Of course, I have a thing, I haven't opened it yet, but Trident pineapple gum. And since pineapple flavor is like one of my favorite flavors, other than like all the melons that are out there, well, I don't know if pineapple is considered a melon or what, but I like seedless watermelon during the summer months because it helps you hydrate unless you pour a bunch of salt on top of it. And then I like cantaloupe with sugar just gently sprinkled under. I don't want like a lot of sugar, just enough to give it a little extra flavor boost. I do not like, my father did, but I do not like honeydew. I don't know why. I guess I got to the point where it's like, this just doesn't taste like anything. Why am I eating it? The other box I have on my left side is basically, it's a box with a Celtic cross on it. Nice wooden box. And here's stuff rattling around in here. Most of what's in here right now is for our dry eraser boards that we're trying to put together as a large visual calendar of important dates or whatever we're going to put on there. I forgot. We've got 3 of those dry erase boards, and I know we're going to use 2 of them, maybe all 3 of them, and I don't know where we're going to hang them right now because of the way the house is right now. One of my ideas that just popped in my head is where the old cabinets were that we took down, which I will show you a video of that in the near future if I can keep that area of my kitchen clean, because the reason why I haven't done it, and I should do it today, but I don't feel like doing it, is I had to clean. I mean, I went clean crazy today, so that area is now clean and presentable for photographing. Okay, that needs to go over here with the file pile. As you all saw, I have this, we're all out of. I have one of my day planners, or books, or whatever you want to call it. I have a bunch of printouts that I need to transfer to an actual book. These are different recipes, I guess you'd call them recipes, for making different essential oils for your diffusers. And some of them I want to have in my book, because I have well, no, you can't see it in that corner. That white chimney looking thing is a diffuser. I actually have a diffuser that has a remote. So I can sit here and go, okay, I want it on. I want it continuous with a 2-hour timer. And then I want a light. And since one of my favorite colors is red, well, let's just go through the whole color schematic. Okay. So I can change the colors and turn it on and off, or set a timer just with this little remote. I have another remote floating around, and I think it's in the old living room. Can't figure out what it's used for. So I gotta figure that out. It's probably for another diffuser similar to that one. But it looks like it also plays music, which I think this one is supposed to do. But I don't know how, because there's no like Bluetooth or any kind of app for it. So this is my expense, income and expense book that we're not going to talk about. It's my way of trying to track. I have another calendar, which I'm probably going to give to Jerry because I don't need it. Because I've already got one too many. What was this? Oh, this, which is kind of funny because it's from they used to call Dayspring, and I think Dayspring was no longer available unless you look online. But it's one of the binders that I got years and years and years ago. And it basically says on the front, it says, "Be the man God called you to be. Man up." 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 21. For to this you have been called, because Christ also suffered for you, leaving you an example so that you might follow in his steps. So, I am now using it. It's got my my cleaning guide. So like today was supposed to be the kitchen. I did most of the kitchen. Tomorrow, which is Tuesday, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to it, but I probably will skip Tuesdays. I'll probably have to rewrite Tuesdays because Tuesday was supposed to be living room. We downsized to the living room that the room we're calling a living room. So Wednesday is usually the bathroom and bedroom. Wednesday we also have an appointment. Or Jerry has an appointment, and what I might do with this list is give it to our new home health aide person, or write down, like, one of the reasons for that I wanted these dry eraser boards is to write down, like, okay, let's say today's Thursday, or let me go back. Today's Monday. Today's Monday. So, I'm running out of time. So basically today would have been like the kitchen, everything in the kitchen. Dishes, which is actually daily. In fact, Mom left me, and I gotta find it so I can rewrite it and use it. Mom left me her master chore list, and she had it broken down in day, month, 2 month, 6 month, a year. So if I can find that and might be under some stuff I moved around. It might be, I don't know where. Or Mom might have taken it. I don't remember. But I want to look at it and rewrite it, type thing. So that's that. This is something we stopped doing, and I don't know why. But it's basically a list of the Marvel movies in chronological order. And we just got done watching Civil War not too long ago. So the next one out of this list would have been Shang-Chi, The Legend of the Ten Rings. So, you know. But, and then here's my other to-do list, which actually breaks it down. It's a weekly planner, and it breaks it down 1 week at a time. And I may be using that after I empty out the other to-do list, which is more of a daily to-do chore list instead of a weekly. But yeah, I'm trying to manage my life and fix things up and change gears. And what I mean by change gears is get back to the way I tried to start it out while Mom was still living here. Again, I'm not knocking my mom. It's just sometimes it was too difficult for me to try to stay on a scheduled pattern. So now that I may or may not be able to do that, I'm going to see what I can do and hope for the best. Move some stuff back to where they were. Of course, I could easily spin this around and show you everything. On my right is, there's a lot of stuff on my right. This, which I'm going to probably toss into one of my toolboxes, is some hangers for some of those tapestries that I have. The wall behind me, if I put anything up there, it's going to be temporary and probably held up by special hooks and thumbtacks. So I think my dog was trying to get into this room. But I'm just going to run down this again. Actually, I'm not even going to run down anything on my right side because most of it, you guys probably already know what it is. I have an old Army 3-ring binder system that I'm going to start using for a variety of different things. I've got my pen holder, which has got my pens, my pencils, my ink, not my inks, my leads for different pencils. What's also on my left is my incense burner. So I'm going to I'm actually going to start to say my sign off because my wife just tried to call me, and I think it's because of the door, because it sounded like the dog was trying to claw her way out of the bedroom. But I'm hoping to do one of these tonight, and each day will be a different subject unless certain people that are in my circle want to hear particular subjects. They know what I do not like to talk about, so they will not ask me for my view on politics. They won't ask me about my finances. They won't ask me about Jerry, and I'm going to put Mom. I don't want to talk about Mom to the general public. What happens between me and Mom is between the two of us. I also hope that my mother honors that idea and does not say anything to any of the people she's been talking to. So I will bid you guys a good night. I think tomorrow what I'm going to do is continue purging some of the useless books that I have. So until then, you guys have a good night, good day, and good week, depending on how soon I can get this out there. So until then, you guys have a good night. Bye.